Hey everybody, good morning. Uh-oh. Happy Tuesday. It is about 6:40 a.m. here. And yeah, just, you know the drill. Just got done doing boot camp, training myself, having a good time, and getting after it. I want to talk a little bit today about owning your story. So, I know a lot of you probably don't have this problem, but I know that everybody struggles with it at some point. Sometimes we get trapped into thinking that we're not in control of our story or of who we are or of what's going on. And I just wanted to remind you that that's not true. You are in control of your story. You're in control of how the story ends and how it goes on from today on. So things might have happened in the past that you're not proud of, or things you might have done things that you're not proud of, or things might have happened to you. Whatever the case may be, you are in control. You can do what you want to do. If somebody says like, hey, let's hang out, and you don't want to hang out with them, you can say, no thanks. And if they ask you why, like, oh, why do you want to hang out? Feel free to say, because I don't want to. Or say like, I have my time is spoken for. I have my time planned out, and I don't have time for whatever the case may be. I think that we are so worried about not offending others and catering to other people's wants and needs that we forget to take care of number one and make sure that we're doing okay. I see this, sometimes in clients and things like that, and they use it as an excuse to not move forward. Like they'll say like, oh, I didn't have time to because I have kids and I have to make sure they're okay first, and it's a sacrifice, and I can't take care of me because of it. And that's a load of bullshit. You're showing your kids that it's okay to put themselves second or third, or that there's a paradigm of like, well, if I take care of somebody else, my health has to suffer. And that's just not the case. Like, yeah, in some extreme cases, maybe like 1% or 0.1% of the cases. But if you work 8 hours a day and you drive an hour a day just to get to work and back, and you commute, and you have to, a bedtime routine and and so you have an hour a day, you need to find out some hacks to take care of to take care of yourself. Whether that's, setting a 1 hour alarm at your desk during the day just to get up and make a walk around the cubicle land and just to get some steps in, or to throw out junk food in your house and replace it with the good old-fashioned tried and true veggies and lean sources of protein and healthy fats, and throwing out sugary drinks and just replacing them with water and no calorie drinks, things like that. There's no excuse. We just got to own it, own where we are, own where we're going, and make the things happen to get there. Each of us, if you're watching this especially, you have the resources to go get healthy food. And yeah, there's just no excuse. Another excuse is like, well, eating healthy costs money. It's like, well, yeah, being healthy is an investment and it's worth it. How much is your health worth? So if you value yourself, which you should, then you should be investing in your health and taking the time to go for a walk, because you'll feel better, you'll live longer, you'll live life more fully, and you'll be able to live life more fully. And that's what it really boils down to. But a lot of people don't want to put up that initial investment of a little bit of time and a little bit of effort and a little bit of money to enjoy the fruits of that long term. Yeah, it's a mentality that we can all kind of get into. How can we invest in our future now? Or what can we do now for our future? Just kind of like yesterday's episode, I talked about, pleasure versus delaying gratification, or immediate gratification versus delaying gratification. And usually, if you can delay gratification and just do a little investing into the future, like let's say you get regular shipping instead of overnight shipping. Like you're gonna save a little bit of money and get in the habit of saving money and practice that delaying gratification, and you get the same exact thing, just a little bit later. And if it's a book, you don't need it right now. Well, chances are, like, no matter what you're buying or doing, chances are you don't need it right now. You might think you do, but you just don't. And yeah, weighing needs versus wants, weighing immediate satisfaction versus delayed satisfaction or delayed pleasure, enjoying the process, enjoying how good it feels to go for little short walks, and eating right and drinking a lot of water and sleeping well. It's a good recipe to live a full life, but it's not fun in and of itself. Eating broccoli is not fun. Meditating isn't fun. Going to bed early isn't fun. But it all adds up. So yeah, I don't know how else to say it. I listen to Jocko The Jackal podcast, and if you don't know what that is and you're a veteran, then you definitely should look into it. Jocko Willink is a retired U.S. Navy SEAL, author of the book Extreme Ownership, and he helps businesses out with leadership, which is pretty dang cool. He's got his own podcast. It's just called, I think it's still called the Jocko Podcast or something. But people ask him sometimes, like, well, how do I get into the right mindset, or what are some hacks or tricks to start waking up early, or to eat healthier, And his whole thing is like, well, you do it. That's an answer that a lot of people don't like. They want to look for a little secret or something, but there is no secret. You practice that muscle, that willpower muscle, that discipline muscle, by using it, by exercising it. Just like when you work out, your biceps or squats or whatever, if you want to get stronger, then you do the things to make you stronger. If you want to practice discipline, then you do the things that'll make you more disciplined, which means doing the things you don't want to do right now. Practicing delaying gratification, things like that. Yeah. So I don't want to beat a dead horse, but if you guys got any questions, let me know. I'm getting more comfortable with this video stuff. It's ticking right along. I find that when I talk immediately after working out, I think clearly, or more clearly than if I just came into this cold. And it gives me a minute to just kind of let thoughts kind of, what do you call it? My thoughts kind of simmer, and yeah, they just become clear, and they kind of work themselves out while I'm working out. So kind of a little tip: if you're thinking about something that's kind of bugging you, if you go for a run or yoga or lift weights, do whatever you got to do, something active, it might help you think more clearly. Yeah. Got some other new things on the horizon. Getting really busy here. So much so that I'm starting to think about, well, how else can I help more people without using my time one-on-one? Because if I limit it to that, then I can help 50 people at a time, maximum, absolutely maximum. And the more people I help, the less effective I am with each person. So I'm capping it off somewhere. I don't know where yet, but it's dang near there. So the wife and I are talking about, well, what are some different ways that are more scalable that I can either further help these clients of mine, or make something that you can see, and whether you're in a different state in the U.S. or different country, that'll help you out. One thing I'm doing is taking my time thinking about it and doing a little bit of research and making sure, first of all, it's interesting to me, because if it's not interesting, I'm not going to pour my heart and soul into it, and I think that's really important. Number two, I want it to be generous, so I'm not going to, the latest thing right now is making an online class that's, somewhat expensive, and then you just make it and then just leave it, and then then you make passive income. I don't want it to be like that. I want to be involved, and I want it to be me. But yeah, I don't know how else to put it. I want it to be genuine. There you go. I want it to be valuable. I want it to withstand the test of time, and I want it to be genuine. And I want it to be interesting to me. If it's interesting to me, then it's probably interesting to other people out there. There's no one person out there that has one interest, and they're the only person interested in that thing. Yeah. Unless they're like the only person to be abducted by aliens or something like that, or whatever. Anyway, getting off topic. That's 10 minutes. I hope you have a good day, a good Tuesday. After today's gone, you don't get it back. So choose to be happy, smile, and enjoy the process. Don't overthink it, and have a good time.